A few years ago, when I was a teenager, I think I just started uni at the time, when life was so much simpler. I used to have this friend who lived in Lagos, and I remember he would be telling me how stressful life was, having to get up as early as 4 to make it to work. And, at the time, it was mind boggling that anybody would even be waking up as early as 4 for any reason at all. And I remember thinking, I don't see myself getting trapped in that kind of world, that kind of chaotic world in the name of a job. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my charge for you this morning is to never say never. That thing you think, oh, it can never be me. Imagine going through that. It will be you. It can and it will. And it will be you multiple times. So you know that the first couple of times was not even a mistake.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to Banter and Chill with your host, Inni Baby. Well, hello again and welcome to another episode of Banter and Chill podcast. First of all, I want to start with an apology to everybody. This episode is coming out when it's not supposed to come out. It's coming out later than usual. But most of all, apologies to Veronica. I really apologize to Veronica because she was already asking for this episode and I still delayed it. I deserve whatever she gives to me. But yeah, I really apologize that it's coming late. And thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time, you're in for a ride. If you're an old timer, well, thank you for coming consistently. Don't forget to share the episode as you listen, so other people can tap in to whatever you're going to get today. Well, based on the little gist I gave you guys in the beginning of the episode, is it art? Whatever. Based on that little gist, I feel like people get a fairly decent idea of what I'm going to talk about today. But today's episode is on work-life balance. Again, I am surprised that I've gotten to the point in life where I am the one talking about work-life balance. Me, any baby of the soft life, daddy's pet, I'm the one talking about work-life balance. But these things happen, so yeah, it happens. I'm still a baby girl. I'm still my daddy's pet, but yeah, I've been thrown into the labor market, so what gives, baby? What gives? But yeah, today I'm talking about work-life balance, and this is like a part of that Do It Better series. So it's gonna be like how to nail this work-life balance thing. But first of all, I want to let you know that there's no perfect there's no perfect formula, but you just have to find what works for you when it comes to work-life balance. But as always, I will take you through what I think works, and I will do it while sounding like a pro at the topic, when in reality my team lead will even be surprised I'm the one talking about this, because I do not know when to stop when it comes to work. I've reported myself first. Before you go and verify from her and say I'm lying to you guys on the podcast, I have told you first. But still, I'm going to do what all podcasters do and sound like I know everything and you're going to listen. Anyways, stay tuned because we'll be starting shortly. If you ask an average person what they think work-life balance is, their definition will center around time. So like, it will be the division of your time between working and family or personal life. Now, the ideal work-life balance is actually prioritizing the demands of your career and the demands of your personal life equally. So while most people's obsession with work-life balance is time, people think, okay, I have 24 hours in a day, and if I give maybe 12 hours to work, 12 hours to family, that's how it's meant to be. No. The obsession is not around time. So beyond dividing your time and attention equally, here are some things that, work-life balance also looks like. Number one, it is not sacrificing your personal health or happiness to get the job done. So you might think, okay, I'm giving 8 hours to my job, and when I get home, I have a no work past working hours policy so I can focus on my family, blah, blah, blah. Question, are you happy doing what you do? Because You could be making the same money and you're working a job that you dislike, a job that stresses you out, a job where you're always burnt out. And because you have a no work past working hours policy doesn't mean the effects of that job that you sacrifice your personal happiness to get done would not rub off on family time or on personal time. So work-life balance is also being present in the moment, whether you're at work, whether you're with family. You're not at work and you're thinking about what's happening at home. You're not with family and you're thinking about work. You tend to experience things in the moment. You're not a bystander. You don't just watch things happen. You get involved with things happening in your life. Work-life balance is also having strong boundaries when it comes to work, when it comes to personal life. There's some people that have that really strong ethics. So work and personal life, work and pleasure don't mix at all. It doesn't mix for them. So that is because they have set strong boundaries. Work-life balance is also setting those boundaries. So you know that when it's time to work, it's time to work. When it's time to get the job done, it's time to get the job done. But when it's time to focus on things that are personal to you, then the job is not going to interfere at all. All right? Then work-life balance also is letting go of that I want to do it all or I want to have it all mentality. You cannot do everything, let's be honest. You cannot do everything. You might even have a list of tasks to get done that day. When you finish them, you come tomorrow and there'll be a new list of tasks. You can't get everything done. Alright? So just do the most to the best of your ability within the time you have there. And bear in mind that you've done your best. Just leave the rest for God. Alright? Work-life balance for me, this is a personal opinion. I feel like work-life balance boils down to contentment. Because the happiest people are those who are content. If they look around themselves, they look around what they have, what they're doing with their lives, they are content in the way their life is. Those are generally the most happy people on earth. So work-life balance will boil down to contentment. If you want more, maybe from personal life, it's to start taking out of the time you should give to your job. If you want more out of your job, just start taking out of the time you're meant to give to your personal life. So just find a place where you're content with the way things are. You found a balance and you're content with that balance, and just keep going with that, okay? But generally, why is work-life balance is important? So I'm just going to run through the options I have here. Work-life balance means less stress. So when you go to work, or maybe, okay, let me use this example. This past weekend, I went to a couple of events back to back and I still had work, and I just that I was really tired while trying to do my work. I was able to deliver, but if I had planned out my weekend properly, if I had done what I was supposed to do, the hangover of my personal life was not meant to rub off on the job, okay? But I was stressed because I was running on like less than 12 hours of sleep the entire weekend. 12 hours is only a lot. 8 hours of sleep the entire weekend, but I still kept pushing. All right. But if there's a work-life balance, there'll be less stress. Now, the thing is, eliminating all the things that could stress you when you have an imbalanced work and life thing going on for you, it is mostly created through choices. You have to make choices, and that's where the topic of boundaries come in. You have to make choices. So you say no to what is in priority, you learn to delegate, learn to choose to do the priority at work, and learn to prioritize your well-being as well. All of these are choices. They won't just happen for you. If you have a boss that is always giving you more work than you can carry, and you don't say no, the person is not going to use their intuition to say, okay, let me stop stressing this person out too much. Very few people are that graceful. Very few people think that far. Nobody's going to think it for you. So if you know you cannot do the work, learn to say no. All right. Getting the perfect work-life balance is dependent on the choices you make. So you have to be hard on yourself to make those choices. Now, a healthy work-life balance also helps improve your mental health. And in this household, we're very big on mental health because I have seen firsthand how it can rub off on every other thing. So you're happier, you're more aware of your environment and what's going on around you. You generally deal with life on a healthy slate because your mind is free of worry, burnout, stress. So you generally go through life with a healthy, fully functional mind. This is why it is important to have a healthy work-life balance, because your mental health is banking on it. You also have better physical health. All that backache you're complaining about, the pain in your neck is, don't you think the pain in your eyes, don't you think you're looking at your laptop screen for too long? Don't you think you're sitting in one position for too long? The human body is not meant to stay in one position for as long as some of you force your bodies to stay. Alright, it's because you want to die inside your work has consumed you. You have no life outside that job. Sometimes the little pain here and there is because of what you're putting your body through. All of that stress, all of that not taking breaks can manifest into problems for your physical health. So for work-life balance, you have to prioritize self-care. Eat healthy, reduce sugar and alcohol intake, have healthy sleeping habits, regularly exercise. Like I said, these things are choices you have to make. Nobody's going to make them for you. The reason why you're running on so much caffeine, you rely heavily on coffee to stay awake and keep doing your job, is because you refuse to leave that job and go and sleep. I don't know what people have against sleep in general, because even when all those aspire motivational speakers they are talking, they'll start saying, I used to run on only 5 hours of sleep. I don't sleep when others were sleeping. When others were sleeping, I was burning the midnight candle. Sleep is very necessary and it's very good. Alright, the thing is the balance is shaky. Alright, and it kind of runs on a give and take policy. If you're not sleeping, you need something else to keep you going, to keep your body fueled. Is how people rely on coffee. Is how people start relying on junk food just so they can stay awake while they're trying to get more work done. And you're consuming unhealthy carbs. You're adding weight because you don't leave that spot you're on. You don't even walk around. So let's say exercise your legs a bit. You don't do any of that. Do you see how, because you refuse to create a proper work-life balance, it will now rub off on your physical health? Alright. Then another reason why work-life balance is important is you're more present in the moment. If there's no balance, your brain will feel cluttered with thoughts of work, of family, of friends, and you worry a lot. Oh my goodness, this thing I was meant to do, I did not finish it. Oh my god. Like, you could have an event, maybe you could be attending somebody's wedding, a friend's wedding, and you're thinking about the work you're meant to do on Monday. Or, oh my god, did I finally send that email to Mr. So-and-so? This is because you have not cultivated a healthy work-life balance. Your brain is always full. There's no time when your brain is ever switched off. You're always thinking. Your mind is always, even when maybe you give work too much time, or you give family time, you give work too much time, you start thinking, oh my goodness, I've not checked up on my wife lately. I've not called my parents at home. It's because you're not working with a healthy work-life balance. It's why your head is always full. Your head, it never goes off. There's no moment where you're alone and you're not thinking about something that you're not beating yourself up over something that you think you're failing at. When there's work-life balance, you become more attuned to people's emotions and feelings. You become better at responding to people. You give better output. All right. Let's not forget that work-life balance, a healthy work-life balance, will improve your relationship with people. If there is no balance, one thing must always suffer, because one arm of the equation will receive less time and it will definitely suffer. People who cannot build healthy friendships, who cannot maintain healthy friendships or romantic relationships, or even relationships with their parents, do you get? Because work ties them up. Whenever you call them, they're like, oh, sorry, I've been so stressed out with work, I've been working, I've been busy. It's because you do not make the conscious effort to say, okay, this is the time where I drop work and focus on maybe family or friends or those that matter to me. So, as I said, it all boils down to choices. Now, this is easier said than done, but again, it all boils down to choices. If you choose to prioritize work more than you prioritize personal life, your personal life will suffer. So don't act like, oh my goodness, how come me and this person were no longer friends? It's because you've been a terrible friend who is not present, who is never available, and it's just, you don't expect the person to stand waiting for you their whole life. It doesn't work like that. All right. Now, stress could have you snapping and being unpleasant. There are people who don't handle when there's so much stress or pressure from work coming, they don't handle it very well. So they'll start being increasingly mean and unpleasant. They'll be snapping every time at people. is because you did not cultivate a healthy work-life balance. It's now rubbing off on how you interact with people. You're being increasingly unpleasant to be around. So people start avoiding you because they don't even want to get in that mix. Because they're looking like, are you the only one that works? Are you the only one that works? A healthy work-life balance also improves your engagement and your output at work. This is a given. Like, if your work-life balance is healthy, you have other things outside of your work that is keeping you engaged and happy that you can use to unwind from the stress of work. Whenever you come back to that work, you tend to be more productive. But if your life is wrapped around your job and 24/7 you're on it, your productivity level will keep reducing because you're in a constant loop of just having to think, okay, what is the next project? What is the next thing I'm supposed to do? Blah, blah, blah. Very soon you run out of ideas. Honestly, you'll just be left high and dry and you'll not find joy in the job anymore. Your days are going to start looking bleak and dark and you're going to probably burn out because in your head it's like, what is the same cycle I keep repeating? And you get tired of the cycle pretty fast, honestly. Work-life balance also increases your creative thinking. I always encourage people to have hobbies and talents outside of work and family. So something that you're good at that's just for you. I write. My writing, at the point in my life, I used to write as a job. I was once a content creator. I used to write as a job, and I realized that I honestly prefer writing for myself than doing it as a job. Okay, so have hobbies that are outside of work and outside of family. You flourish more because they make you happy. Your hobbies make you happy. If your hobby is dancing, heck, instead of going to a gym, sign up for one of those workout places where they use dance to do it. This is outside of work. This is outside of family. This is for you alone, something that you're going to enjoy. You find out that you're going to be, even if it's 10% happier, you find out that you're going to be 10% happier at the end of the day because you're doing something you enjoy solely for you. That's you time, me time, a time where it's just you in that moment. There's nothing, you're not worried about work. You're not worried about, family problems. No, it's just you to enjoy that moment. Now, how do you improve your work-life balance? How do you improve your work-life balance? First things first, learn to say no. I already said this before. Learn to say no. If you're being given more than you can handle, learn to say no. Even if, maybe if family time is going to rub off on work time, learn to say no. If work time is going to rub off on family time, learn to say no. There are people who seriously struggle with saying no. I, for one, I struggle with saying no. If I ever manage to say no, and you now beg me small, I'll just melt and I'll just agree and I'll just give you my money because you've begged me, and even after I said no, you kept pushing. So that means you really love me. But yeah, learn to say no to more work. Even if the one you're doing is not more, but it's still plenty. Speak up. Alright, speak up. Then learn to take breaks as well. My team leader said that myself and our entire team for Nigeria, we don't know how to take breaks. But this is very important. Learn to take breaks. You're going to burn out. You're not a machine. You're not meant to function 24/7 round the clock. That's not how that was not the plan. The master plan, God's plan, that's not God's plan. So don't come and do the one you think is best for you, because it actually is not. And you're in a body that is mortal, that is prone to things that mortal bodies are prone to. You will fall sick from stress. You will burn out. You're going to be mentally. It's going to affect you mentally if you're always stressed. At the point you never find joy in doing your job. You just be doing the bare minimum and getting tired of it. So you can try to. What's the word to use? You can try to not get to that point by actually taking your breaks. Even if it's 10 minutes break, take those lunch breaks. Use your lunch breaks very well. Even if it's 30 minutes you have, get up, go and buy something, come back, savor it, eat it well, and then get back into the job. Don't say, okay, there's still a lot to be done. I'm very sure that all of my team members listening to this will laugh because it's me that is giving this advice. But don't say, okay, there's a little more to be done. I can get it done. Let me just try and do this little part. And then after now, I'll stop. Don't do that. Get up. Take your breaks. They're not going to give you an award for best in working. You don't take breaks. The entire 8 hours you're working, or no matter the number of hours you're working, you don't take breaks. Nobody's going to give you an award for doing that. The only reward you will get is more work and burnout. And you don't want to get there, honestly. So prioritize your physical, emotional, and mental health as well. If you notice that you're not feeling fine, speak up. Don't try to push yourself to get more work done. And you will not say anything. You will not tell anybody that, I'm feeling this kind of way, so I don't think I can pull through, or I can be 100% today. You still try to force yourself to be 100%. Don't do that. And cultivate a healthy work-life balance. Pay attention to your physical needs. You don't really let them run your daily life, but you should have like a plan for your physical needs in your daily life, especially in your work life, even in family life too. If maybe there's this thing you're meant to go to, I know your head has been aching all day. This event and probably is in a loud place, a place where there'll be music and all, and you know you really need to rest. Say so. I want to rest. I'm not really feeling good, so I don't think I can come through anymore. Say it. Don't put your physical health in a place where you're demanding too much from your body. Even your emotional and your mental health as well. If you have maybe a relationship with anybody that is affecting you emotionally, prioritize yourself. Whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, prioritize yourself. If you need to cut ties with that person, if you need to tell the person, I know do again, just open your mouth and say it. It's easier said than done. All of these things are easier said than done, honestly. But you find that you feel like there's a weight off your shoulders when you try to eliminate those things that drain you emotionally. All right. In terms of mental, if there's anything stressing your mental health, if it's work, if it's in family, if it's maybe your relationships with people, take note of these things. Try to find the best way to reduce them so they don't always interfere with the work-life balance you're trying to create. So pay attention and prioritize your physical, emotional, and mental health. Also invest in your relationships. It is not that people just woke up one morning and stop checking up on you. It doesn't happen that way. You're constantly unavailable. You're not reachable. Even when you're around, you can barely pay attention to what is being said to you because you're either tired or you're still going on and on about work. I've noticed that people tend to put I don't know if this is not proven, but something I've noticed mostly with women, they put more effort into their romantic relationships than their friendships. And I think that's where this generation of women are getting it wrong. Older generation of women, they used to prioritize friendships, female friendships as well. But this generation is more my man, this, my man, that. There's no life outside work and their man. And truth is, this is not me bashing women. Men are also guilty. You need to invest in those relationships outside work. When I say invest in a relationship, don't go and be friends with your boss. So that's not what I'm talking about. Because you're only opening yourself up for more work. Don't go and be friends with your boss. Family, good friends that you've had maybe since you were in school, check up on them. I don't know. Find out if they're okay. Try to make yourself like I said, choice. It all boils down to choice. You have to consciously agree. Even if you have a ton of work, that you know that if you come back, this work will still be waiting for you. Close your damn laptop and go into the real world and talk to those people who matter to you. Go out with them, laugh with them, share laughs, share this, share that. You find out that you come back to work, you'll be relieved when you come back because it's like you had fun, you've laughed, your mind is you feel lighter in your body, in your spirit, in your soul. All right, so invest in those relationships you have. Don't be a messy friend. Don't do things the way you want to do them or the way you think you should do them and hope that people will be waiting for you to come back. One day you come back and find out that nobody's standing there, nobody's waiting anymore. Then that's start saying, oh, fake friends, haters. Nobody's a fake friend. You're the terrible person. You're the terrible person, and I'll tell it to you if nobody else will. All right. Okay, so the next thing is don't forget to make time for family and for your hobbies. Make time for your hobbies. If you love to maybe, I don't know, like me now, like I always put out there that I like to write. I also dance once in a while. I just put on like earpiece and I start dancing and tearing leg work. Make out time for those little things that do not involve family, they do not involve friends, they just involve you. Being creative, being happy, enjoying something you like doing. If you're a guilty pleasure, if your hobby is maybe watching movies, Find time to do that. Just you, solo date, only you. Don't let someone else come into your space, because sometimes it can be too tasking to have to be mindful of someone else. So if you're engaging in a hobby you like, you're being mindful of only yourself in that moment, and that's okay. That's the only responsibility you need. So make time for family, make time for friends, make time for your hobbies. Like I said, it's a conscious effort. Nobody's going to tell you, okay, we're having this engagement by 9 p.m. with the rest of the family, please come through. No, you have to consciously, even if they tell you that if you don't want to go, you will not go. If you don't consciously say, okay, I'm going to leave work by 5 p.m. as stated, and start going, you will not leave work by 5 p.m. You end up staying there till like 7, and then you start calling people like, oh, I'm sorry, there was a lot of work, I got swamped. But you were told that this thing is 5 p.m. Why did you not work towards it? Okay, so like I said, make conscious time, make conscious effort to put out that time for your family, for your friends, for your hobbies, for the things that make you happy. All right. Then plan your vacation days or your days off in advance. I personally, I don't think I've ever even really taken leave like that besides sick leave. But if you have time off and all that, I feel like you should actually plan towards what you would do with them. Don't leave, like I said, nobody's going to give you an award for working every single day of the year, showing up every single day of the year and not taking breaks. Nobody is going to applaud you for it. Instead, your body will suffer, your mental health will suffer. So even if you're not doing anything with those breaks, even if you're just used to sit down at home from morning till night, to just go out, have fun with friends, just not open your laptop, not care about what is going on at work, do that. But ensure you take those little 2 breaks. Even if you have nothing to do with it, if you have, let's say, 20 days of paid leave, you can just do maybe like 2 every month or something. And it will be worth it at the end of the day, because you're always having time to unwind. Maybe you can even use to practice self-care. That's fine too. But ensure you plan towards your vacation and your days off, and you actually use them. All right. Shout out to Ebose, by the way. Ebose is my colleague, and Ebose does not let her leave waste. And I really admire for that. Anyways, you should prioritize your top tasks and do them first. So you go to work, or you wake up in the morning and in a day, you know that this is all I have to do. Identify the priorities and get to them first, so that whatever little energy you have left is what you now give to the less important ones. Don't go and start running around, beating around the bush, doing the ones that are not important, and then by the time you get to the main ones, you're already exhausted, you're already tired. That's not a healthy work-life balance. In fact, you'll be doing a very terrible job at the end of the day. You feel like you've not done anything. So prioritize the ones that are important, get them done first, so the others, you can now use whatever strength you have left to get to them. All right, this is like already 27 minutes of talking, and I'm glad to announce that that's everything I have to say concerning work-life balance. So time for the big roundup. Okay, so I'm still going to say it again. I cannot believe I'm the one talking about work-life balance. Me who, when I used to think about how my life would be, I didn't even imagine myself working. Do you know that I actually had a genuine concern towards the last days in school? That what would I even do at the end of the day? Because I really don't see myself waking up in the morning, going to one office, coming back home. I did not like or want that life. But alhamdulillah, life regardless. Anyways, that brings me to the end of this particular episode. If you've listened to this point, thank you very much. I genuinely appreciate that you always listen to the end. If you ran away from the beginning and you did not get to this point, know that I'm slandering you here. Know that I am yabbing you here. Anyways, as I said in the beginning, as you're listening, please share the podcast, share the episode. Also tell me what you think. If you found anything helpful here, please reach out to me. Let me know. It makes me happy. You make me happy. Don't you want to make me happy? I know you do. So tell me what you think about the episode. Tell me if you learned anything new. And don't forget to share the episode. That being said, we'll meet again same time in 2 weeks. Hopefully I keep the time. We'll meet again 2 Wednesdays from now. 2 Wednesdays from now when I release a new episode. Bye.